All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is where you're located. We don't know. Welcome to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more is what we are all about. I'm here live at Banner Hall, my favorite location where I love to stream a show. I really appreciate the ownership and the support that they have provided here. So if you're definitely in the area out in Jackson, North Jackson area, doing some shopping, get ready for Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, whatever time of day it is, definitely swing by Banner Hall where they have the restaurant. They have a tuxedo shop. If you're getting married, yes, people still do get married and wear tuxedos. They have an all for one and one for all here. They have a hair salon. They have a print shop. They have a bookstore. If you want some to read upon some previous marriages or how to be a better individual, they have a bookstore here for you. Then you can grab something to eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner here at Broad Street Bakery. But I really do thank them again for allowing me to come here and share the world with you all. So definitely stop by 4465 I-55 South Frontage Road in Jackson, Mississippi. If you like more information, 601-842-2297. We got an exciting show for you. I know that we started kind of behind time, but we know life happens. Definitely go on, continue on, and enjoy doing what you do. But thank you for tuning in via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all those good social media sites. If you like more information, definitely subscribe to one of our channels. But I have an individual here with me that has been following. You can say we almost been following each other around because we've been going to different locations, job fairs, community events, and we see each other. And so we're Facebook friends, all that good stuff. But joining me today is excuse me, Miss Marjorie Roberts. You got to excuse me. I'm coaching now, so my voice is just going in and out. So I'm kind of hoarse a little bit. Marjorie Roberts of RMB Consulting. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for joining us this day. I know that it's a lovely day. You want to stay at home and enjoy the sun and the cold weather. I definitely understand because, hey, it's Saturday, you're off day, but we can't say that it's an off day for you right now because you starting on a new venture. So it's not an off day for you. Never, since you are the leader and your name is the first name in this new business that we're going to talk about. So share with us about who you are and as well as what business you're doing.
Okay. My name is Marjorie E. Roberts, and I am from Simpson County, small town, Mendenhall, Mississippi. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mendenhall Tigers. So I'm from Simpson County, and I've been living in the Metro Jackson area for over 20 years. I have two wonderful sons. I'm an accounting major, and I've been an auditor. I've been a loan officer. Um,
You've been an auditor. Let me step away
yeah,
from it.
insurance agent. I used to sell insurance as well. But I have wide variety, a wide range of experience in certain areas. Yeah.
So it seems like you're dealing with a lot with finances and some legal aspect of how to operate with and work with finances.
Okay. Not necessarily legal because I'm not an attorney, but it's not illegal. Let me say that. But I have over the years I've owned several companies. My first company was that's right now it's clean. It was a cleaning service, and I had independent contractors working for me at that time. So I've had experience over the years establishing my own companies, but also in the arena that I've been in banking, actually helping people get theirs established too. So people would always come to me, if they had questions about how do I get started, how do I start my LLC, how do I get my tax ID number. But I also spent years um, consulting people for free on how to establish their businesses. So I would teach them how to get registered as a minority owned business with the state of Mississippi. I would teach them how to get registered as a minority owned business in a federal database. So it's called SAM, so they can bid on federal contracts. So, and those were things that I had did for myself, but I also made sure that I poured that information into other people. So what I am stepping into now is what I've been doing for years, helping people, with their bookkeeping, teaching them about financial literacy as well. That's something that I've been doing for years, but also making sure that businesses have a good, solid foundation, and managing your business finances is a major part of that. So my company, Roberts Mangum and Bennett Consulting, is a company where we would take on the portions of the business, whether it's payroll. Uh, we'll take on payroll. We'll take on the bookkeeping aspect of things, but also I will coach them on how to better manage their business finances.
So no, I said I'm a coach also. So you're not gonna sound the way I sound, yelling at my players and stuff. You're gonna yell to business. You gotta make sure you turn all your receipts in. You gotta make sure that you pay sign them. So you're not gonna yell at them like that.
No, no, sir. No, sir. I'm not gonna yell at them.
Now,
They're gonna be paying me.
yeah, my players pay me no attention sometimes. So I don't sound the way I'm sounding right now. If you can hear me, my voice is a little hoarse again. I'm an assistant coach at Hillcrest Christian School, and we had a game yesterday, and I was coaching. I'm overseeing the junior varsity team also, and playing in that type of, we're playing in any type of arena, you got to yell because you're competing against the crowd, you're competing against the other coaches, you're competing against the cheerleaders, and you have to make sure that the players hear your voice. So that
Right.
doesn't sound like that. So, with you obtaining all that type of experience and then sharing it with others, why?
Well, because I have a desire to be successful. Okay. I have a desire to be successful, but I also have a desire and heart and passion to help people. Okay. So with that, been able to see over the years where people struggle, especially when it comes to finances, because that's where I've been for almost 23 years, in banking for almost 23 years. So I've seen that the struggles that people have personally with their finances, but I've also seen the struggles that people have with their businesses as well. And so I've spent years educating and coaching people when it comes to managing their finances, especially in their businesses.
Oh, let me put a pin right there. I
Mhm.
want to ask a question in reference to this, especially for entrepreneurs. They I can see for myself. I'm speaking for myself, but I'm speaking for others also in the same situation. As far as that, you're an entrepreneur. You want to do things the legal way.
Mhm.
You register, like I said, register with the Secretary of State. You get your tax ID, and you register with certain entities so that you can get those particular contracts, depending on what type of industry you're in. How can you separate your personal finances compared to your business finances, especially when you're the entrepreneur and you're the sole proprietor, you're the only individual that is doing it? Is it best to tie all that together with your business? I mean, especially for tax purposes, your business and personal finance together, or is it best to kind of separate?
It's best to separate things that I recognize over the years. When I would sit down with my customers, um, it wasn't that they were not making money, they were commingling funds. Okay, so that means that they have their business funds and their personal funds in the same account. Okay, you do not need to do that. That's rule number one. Get a separate account for your business.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get that. So that's a
Now,
check
rule
out.
rule number one: get a separate account for your business. Now, if you are a sole proprietorship, you need to make sure that you understand that you and your business are one.
Yeah.
Okay, you and your business are one. So what that means is it opens up a liability for you as a business owner.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's say something happens and you are Doc Moore doing business as um, mom and pop store.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so if something happens with mom and pop store and somebody decides to sue mom and pop store, guess what? they can sue you too. Why? Because you and the business are one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so there's no separation of liability there. Most of the customers that I've dealt with over the years, we talked about it, they've done LLCs. Okay, so that means it's a limited liability corporation. Okay, so the liability is limited. So when you establish a LLC, you need to get a tax identification number, get you a TIN, and you need a bank account.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can get a bank account with both of them. You can get a sole proprietor, have a sole proprietorship, and open up a business account. But that account is going to be styled your name, Doc Moore, doing business as mom and pop store. Okay. Now when it comes to the LLC, it will be in the business name. Okay, whatever business name. So mine is Roberts Mangum Bennett Consulting LLC. All right. So I have registered my business with the Secretary of State. Also, I have my
Let me
wait.
kind of throw some in the car. I know that there's some individuals that are listening that want to know how to establish bid. Now, why is it so important to register with the Secretary of State?
Well, the Secretary of State requires you to register your business if you are an LLC, a corporation, okay, or an S corp. They require that you register with them. Now, if you are a sole proprietorship, you do not have to do that. But the LLCs and the corporations and the nonprofit corporations are the ones that the Secretary of State actually monitors.
They're just trying to get more money out of me and put in the state to do what? A bunch of nothing. But I understand the reason why I did it. But again, there's still some individuals that are novice, that not trying to insult anyone's intelligence, that are ignorant at certain things to start a business. So that's the reason why I'm asking a question to explain to why it is important to register with an LLC, why it's important to get an EIN or a TN, things along that line.
Yeah, you want to separate, and I can't stress this enough. You want to separate your business finances from your personal finances. Over the years, I've seen where people believe that they did not make any money. It wasn't that business didn't make money; they were just commingling funds.
Uh-huh.
Okay, they were commingling funds. So when I would sit down with them and we would go over all of the deposits and everything that they've made, for their business, I'm like, well, you made this amount of money. And they're like, well, no, I didn't. Well, yes, you did. Here is everything on your statement detailing all the deposits that you've made, into your business. Now, let me step into this realm. Once you get your business account, you need to use your business account for business purposes only.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, you need to, and I know things don't happen overnight, but you have to practice not using your business debit card for your personal things. That's the purpose of the two separate accounts. You got your business account over here, Roberts Mangum and Bennett Consulting LLC. That account is for business purposes only. Okay. Then your personal account, you use your personal account for whatever you want to use it for, personal things. Do not use your business debit card as if it is your personal account.
Yeah, and I know I've seen that, and I can say sometimes I'm gonna have to stop doing this because I'll kind of tie things together. I know I go to certain stores. I need something for my business. I need something personal. Just make one transaction, and I don't use my business card. I use my personal card. But when I do my taxes and when I write them, I kind of try to separate it that way. So, so I guess I'm doing something wrong because that
You,
facial expression you giving me,
let me tell you. So that's something you do not need to do.
okay.
Okay, you don't need to do that because you're not going to remember when it's tax time to separate all that stuff. Oh yeah, I get to it. Oh
Ah,
yeah, I'll do this. Oh yeah, I'll do that. And a lot of times people forget, and then they'll come to me because I've had plenty of customers to come to me with boxes of receipts. Marjorie, can you help me with this? So, and then I'm going through and I'm looking at. at the stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't your business debit card number. But what is this? But it's also to protect you so you can see,
Yeah.
where your money is going. There's nothing like knowing where your money is going.
Yeah.
Okay? So don't commingle those funds. Use your business debit card for business purposes. And and I know sometimes money, because I got it in my business account. Your business is its own entity.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can pay yourself from your business.
But
Pay
again,
yourself a salary, from your business to your personal account, but don't commingle the money and don't act like the money isn't yours. Act like that money in that business
I know
account
what I do. That's my money.
belongs to the business.
Yeah,
Okay?
gotcha.
And you live off of what you pay yourself from that business.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. And see,
So
now you coaching me up right now. Again, this is more on the road with Bernard Moore the third, presented to by More and More Sports Management. We're here live at Banner Hall, 4465 I-55 South Frontage Road in Jackson, Mississippi. We're conversing with Marjorie Roberts of Roberts Mangum and Bittner Consulting Firm. She's coaching me right now on some things that I'm doing wrong, so I'm not going to sit and say that I'm doing everything correctly. Yes, I've made some mistakes, and hopefully, we definitely gonna get some things straightened out right now. So she giving me a little free session right now, but she don't know it. But she give me a free session right now, and I really appreciate her for that information. Now, what are some of the horror stories? Now, like I said, don't name them. What are some of the horror stories you've seen that made you want to just throw in a towel with what you do?
there were no horror stories. I have to be honest.
I'm just,
Yeah, no, I'm serious. I loved what I was doing. I loved being in banking. I loved being able to utilize my accounting degree in that area. So I was able to utilize my accounting degree in banking. Even in banking, I was an auditor. You know, if people have worked with me, they know that I am a stickler when it comes to policies and procedures and
yeah.
making sure that things are done the way that they need to be done. So it wasn't about what happened, it was about me knowing that it was time.
Uh-huh.
I knew that it was time for me to move on to the next chapter in my life.
Yeah, and I know sometimes like said there's seasons in life. Some people want to stay in this particular place. They get their first job, they love it, and they grow from being entry level, sometimes all the way up to ownership, or I mean supervisor or ownership. But when some people look at you and say you've been there 20 years and now you want to start to leave and branch off, start your own thing, so you trying to get all the resources, all the stuff, the connections and stuff, and then run off with it. People don't understand. Like I said, it is a season for
Mhm.
certain things. God placed you in place. Now, excuse me if I'm insulting your religious belief or anything. I'm not trying to insult your religious belief, but I'm a religious. Not that I'm a religious person, but I do believe in my Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
So He sent you to a certain place to do what you did, but sometimes you probably stayed a little bit too long that you didn't know yet. Though, but He sent you there for a reason, for you to build relationship, to coach up somebody else, to build someone else up, to go out and take over and continue to do what is need to be done now. But I know, like you stated earlier, that you started a whole lot of things earlier. Where did you obtain your degree from? That accounting degree that you put to a whole lot of uses right
Well, I started at Jackson State, but I didn't get my degree from Jackson State. I completed my degree at Mississippi
now. Okay.
because they had a program available to where I could do that. And my two sons, but one of them, he was still, in school and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I didn't really want to travel, that far from home to Jackson State, even though it's not far, but, it was closer for me to go to NC.
Uh-huh.
So, but I got my degree in accounting from Mississippi College, and it has just really opened doors, really, really opened doors for me. And because of my degree, I can now flow in the things that I love. Number one is entrepreneurship. Even while I was working at my previous employer, I was still lonely. I went and started a cleaning service, had folks working for me. They were independent contractors because at the time I didn't want to deal with the aspect of having employees.
Uh-huh. So you
But they were
1094, was it
right.
1094?
1099. I
Not
had
yet.
1099 employees. So they were 1099s, and so not they were not employees. Let me rephrase that: independent contractors, 1099. Okay, so they were independent contractors, so I didn't have to worry about you know uh, doing the taxes, FICA, Social Security, Medicaid. I didn't have to worry about any
Yeah.
of that stuff. So they were responsible for all of that stuff themselves, which made things a little bit easier for me because I was still in college when I started my school, my
Cleaning.
degree. When I started my business, I'm sorry,
Uh-huh.
I was still in college. Um, I was working a full time job, and I had a son who was at home that I was still providing for. So I was doing all of that stuff at one time, and that would have been something extra, outside of me outsourcing it. But I did payroll, I did everything myself. Okay, now I had to drive and all of that to do that. You know, do that back then. But things change. So, and that's where over the years I realized that where the need was over the years, and I've taught financial literacy just about everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But I also understand and have learned the importance of teaching people.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people are ignorant. Doesn't mean that they're stupid. It's just you not understanding
Yeah.
something or not having information. And I realize that a lot of people have not been exposed to certain resources,
Yeah.
and they're getting information from their cousin or their uncle who don't have anything to do with business, or their uncles and their cousins have been in business for a long time, but they just doing things the wrong way.
Just doing out of habit, some of
Right.
they just picked up old habits and kept on going. Again, we're talking with Ms. Roberts of Roberts Mangan, being in consulting, talking about business. It's it is information that you need to take in. It's due to the fact of that when you're operating your business. Now, I know everybody enjoy doing what they're doing. They work with someone, and then they decide to step on their own and start their own entrepreneurship, which is good because you can look at any entrepreneur. They've worked for other individuals and they've been inspired to do their own thing. And sometimes the people that you work with, especially if it's a corporation or you're working with another entrepreneur, some of them, as they say, they dislike the success of others trying to continue to grow and expand, but they try to throw, as they say, throw salt in the game or whatever, whatever the term that you all use, and when somebody is disliking what you're doing. But it's good to attain knowledge and build relationship because just like they started their business, they saw that there was a need. There's always a need for everything. Well, Miss Roberts, along with that, you're starting your own business and dealing with business consulting. What other things do y'all offer besides bookkeeping and tax preparation, things along the line?
Well, I'm not doing tax preparation yet. Let me
Okay,
say that.
yet. Okay,
Yeah.
well, hey, go ahead,
Well,
speak to
yeah,
me,
I'm
sis.
not doing tax preparation yet, but we do offer payroll services. We offer bookkeeping, and we also offer financial statements for our customers and stuff like that. But you actually have to be a customer, in order to get those financial statements. But we also offer like one-time setup. Let's say we'll use a church for an example. So let's say a church has a finance department, but their finance department is in shambles, right? So what I would do, I would come in, establish the protocol.
That's an auditing background.
Right,
Okay.
that's that auditing background. I would come in, establish the protocol,
Uh-huh.
the guidelines for them to operate. I would teach them how to operate, their whatever systems that they have, um, and help guide them in that particular process. So that way, I can step back and then they can run it themselves.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be a one-time fee. It ain't cheap,
Just
but
go and
that
say
would
what your service.
be.
Hey, and with that, I know I'm the type of individual that I like to learn. I try to learn everything, especially about something that I'm a part of. I like to try to learn everything, but I know that I can't do everything.
Right.
Like I said, no, what you started your business, even when you were a young entrepreneur, and it was a headache. I'm gonna say how it is. I know it was a headache, but you're trying to do everything, especially when you had your 1099 employees. You have to make sure that the payrolls, all your books and stuff were fine, to make sure that your contract work were paid. And you look like, man, this is a lot. And then dealing with your personal stuff, personal life, it was a lot. So now you see that there was a need for it.
Right. Well, let me say
Uh
this.
oh.
It wasn't hindsight looking back, maybe it could have been, but the way my mind was to be successful and my mind frame is to be successful, there's a drive in me that I cannot even explain. You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? So I have literally worked from sun up to sundown, you know, got home at 6 o'clock in the morning, take a shower, then go straight to my regular job. You know what I'm saying? And then making sure that all my people were taken care of, who were working with me, making sure my house was in order and all of that. It wasn't it wasn't difficult because that's what I flowed in.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So when it's something that you flow in, it's like effortless. And that's the way it was for me. And I sit down and I tell I'll have a conversation with people. I'm like, I don't even know how I did that, but I was a whole college student, and then I was working a full time job, taking care of my son, and I'm like, and I'm running the business. But that drive that I had to be successful and to be a successful business owner literally outweighed everything. Now, will I do all of that again? No.
Now let me ask you this: which coffee company do you have stock in? Because I know you drink some coffee, some energy drinks, or
No.
taking no dose,
Mm-mm.
or eating a Snicker bar to say the sugar keep you going.
Nope. None of that. It was just the drive that I had to, but as a child,
Uh-huh.
as a child, I knew, I knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur. If somebody asks what you want to do, I'm gonna be a CEO of my own company. That's what I would say, and that's been in me since I was a child. Now, I wasn't exposed to things to give me a path on how to get there. I didn't find that out until I got older. I found that out when I started working in banking. You know what I'm saying? So that my career in banking and everything has just directed me to where I am now.
Yeah, and like I said, it not knowing when you was a child, but every time that you, especially elementary, they say, "What you want to be a girl? I want to be a fireman. I want to be a policeman," and that some people don't. It's very reluctant that people try to get into now. Though, but hey, but that's what we saw, especially firemen, policemen, doctors, attorneys, all that good stuff. But nobody ever said that they want to be an entrepreneur when they was young. You have a very small percentage of that. But and then once you said that entrepreneur, some people looked and said, "What is that?" And then some people laughed at it and said, "Nah, you can't do
Well, people still laugh, and I'm almost 50. You know, but I am learning not to allow other people's thoughts to interfere with what I know.
it." Uh-huh.
And even on my journey, I'm learning to shelter and protect my vision. And sometimes you have to shelter and protect your vision from people who are close to you because the vision wasn't given to them, it was given to you. So they're seeing it from their perspective and not from yours.
Yeah, I definitely understand. Well, even when I started my company, more and more sports management, I started it, and I had support, and some people didn't support it. So I understand exactly what you're going, because that was my vision. Like I said, I shared it with a few people that had my best interest, and they did. They supported me on it. I know I've had plenty of support to help start, but then you have some jokers that still trying to pull you down, like, nah, you can't do this, and they constantly going against what you're trying to do and not supporting, especially for your community. How is your community assisting you and help grow your business? And let me start there. What I mean by community, not just where you grew up at. What I mean by community, it starts with your family, your friends, some of your former coworkers, that you built a relationship with, even some of your former supervisors. That's what I mean by what I mean by community.
Well, first, I don't involve anybody that I work with
Uh oh. Okay.
in my business, right? So I keep those things separate.
Uh huh.
Okay. Um, love them to life, but I don't involve people in
Okay.
that. But I'll say, hey, well, I'm doing so and so. I've started a business. I let certain people know that what I'm doing and stuff. But that's pretty much where I leave it concerning that. But I will say this: the community which I serve in South Jackson, Mississippi, they have supported me. They have been supportive. They have been encouraging. Um, they, if I need anything, it's like you just call us if you need anything, or let us know what's going on. When I tell you that group of people in South Jackson that I have had the pleasure to serve, I'm telling you, they have been absolutely wonderful.
And to make sure, I'm gonna come with that what's it, the 20 some word letter in alphabet. Why they support you? I know why, but I want you to share why they support you.
Well, I believe it's because they're genuine people. There are a lot of good people um, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of good people, but also I made sure that they knew that I cared about them and that I cared about the community. Not because I wanted to be seen, but that's just because of who I am. So I did my best to be at whatever events that they had just to show support and stuff in the community, in the areas. I would leave work a lot of times and go to whatever they're having. I would go to, precincts. I was going to churches. I was going to churches on Sundays, Saturdays, you name it, whatever they had going on in South Jackson, I was trying my best to be a part of.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's all about building relationship, and that's the reason why. Like I said, God introduced us to certain people, to individuals, so that we can build a relationship with God. With you building a relationship with those particular clients or customers in that particular area, that you're inspiring the next generation of what to do.
Yep. So that's a part of what I enjoy. Pouring into people, pouring into them concerning finances and budgeting and stuff. My office. I'm not a counselor, but my office was
You are.
pretty much my office was pretty much like a little counseling sessions and things because I would have customers. Well, Miss Marjorie, I said, no, ma'am, you can't do this like this, ma'am. We've had this conversation. And I talked to him a couple of times, but then I have to get firm with him. I'm like, now, didn't we talk about this? You can't do this no more. I said, this is what the problem is. This is what I need you to do. Make changes in this area. If you can't handle using your debit card, then you need to cut that debit card and get you some cash, whatever we can do. This is what I'm trying to. Okay, well, you got this goal. Come on, let's sit down. This is what we're gonna do so you can accomplish this goal. So it wasn't. It was never transactional for me. Everybody that stepped in that door, was a part of me. That's the way I look at it. When they step through those doors, they're family to me. Okay, and I love my family. Now they might get on my nerves sometimes, but I
That
love
I
them.
know that
You know
sounds
what I'm
great. Yeah.
saying? So, but I treated them the way that I truly wanted someone to treat
I got you. Again, this is more on the road with Bernard Moore the third, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. We're here at Banner Hall, 4465 I-55 South Furnace Road. We're talking with Marjorie Roberts of Roberts Magnum Bennett and Consulting. I'm getting tongue twisted and my voice is about to lose. It's all that stuff. But hey, no, again, we're giving coaching information. So for those that out there, she's giving coaching sessions right now. So, but she don't want to be called a coach. But that's what she's doing right now. Everything that we do, we're coaching someone. But don't nobody want to be called a coach because they think when they think about coaching, they think about the big pot belly coach with the short gym shorts on, with hair falling out their head, and got a big raspy voice and talk. See, that's what people think about coach. So some people don't like to be called coach, but she is coaching us up right now about business, about starting your business, bookkeeping, and because it is very important because you hate for that three-letter individual to come to your house called IRS or send you a letter saying IRS and they're going to do an audit because she was an auditor as well. I know some people hated seeing you come when you was an auditor.
me. Baby, let me tell you. But this is the thing. I am sweet as pie. You know what I'm saying? I am sweet as pie. However, we got to make sure that this is done
Yeah,
right. Okay? Because if policies and procedures are not followed, then that puts everything in
yeah,
jeopardy. It impacts the soundness of your business and it can hurt you financially. And when you are a business owner, if you have people working for you, it could cause, your stuff to be shut down because you didn't have your books in order. You trying to pay the IRS because they done came in and did an audit. You trying to put a camera in so I can look.
yeah, right there. Yeah.
Do not hide your money.
Do not hide.
Do not hide your money.
Oh, okay. Well, explain what you mean by hide. Was sticking up under the mattress as the old.
Acting like you ain't get paid for it.
I definitely understand, and that's one thing I look at. I know I can say that it's not balancing, well, especially when COVID hurt in my business. COVID hurt me. It did, and financially, it did hurt a lot. Do a lot of events and stuff, and couldn't do events because of COVID, because a lot of stuff was shut down. And but people got smart, start doing stuff online. But what I do, I couldn't do that online. Could have, but didn't want to take that. So it hurt a lot, but you still had stuff that you had to pay for to keep your business going. And so I can say with me, it's almost that we're balancing stuff out. The amount that I spend out, the amount that I make in. Is would you, from looking at it financial wise, some people look at it like, man, this stuff just barely. I'm right there at the borderline. Though. Do I want to quit or do I want to continue on? Explain how it's good sometimes to stay almost at that balance when you're operating a business instead of saying you're down here in the red or you're overflow high in the green. If you understand the course.
I understand the question, but that's really going to depend on the individual. Um, that's going to depend on the individual.
Okay.
Now, and it also depends on your business as well. So the pandemic was something that we could not control.
Yes, we did. Just go out there and everybody gets sick. So we'll be all right. But no, I understand.
But they shut everything down.
Yes.
So that's something that you have no control over.
Well, no, let me jump in. Fire. Excuse me for interest. No, with that from a business mindset, do you think it hurt, help, or I know we went from just one. Do you think that that was a good thing at that particular moment to kind of get caught up, or do you think it hurt a lot
What you mean, the
with the pandemic?
pandemic?
Yes.
The pandemic hurt everybody.
No, I'm saying from just a business aspect, do you think it could have? It
That's
I know it hurt, but it did help somewhat in that way.
not no. I'm a
Okay.
banker. I mean, them people were hurting.
Yes. Okay.
It was hard,
Okay.
because we were still open, during the pandemic while other things were shut down
Yeah.
because people still the economy still had to go on.
Yeah.
People still needed their money, but it was painful for me to see my customers struggle. It was painful to see those hairstylists and salon owners,
Oh man, that
you
definitely.
know, and and other people, barbers and all these other businesses and stuff. They couldn't do anything, so nobody has income coming in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was in itself was hard to see a lot of people struggle.
Okay.
So it hurt. It hurt so many business owners.
Okay. All right. Now you can go ahead and continue on back on with the bouncing out because I know I jumped in there, but you kind of went in there, and I had to try to jump in before you go on. Now, so I was saying, if it's good to kind of balance yourself out, stay. What's it? You consider a gray area instead of or in the red or in the or high green?
You always want profit,
Yeah.
okay? You always want to have a profit for your business, and it's also depending on what you do as well. You got to take a look at overhead. You have to take a look at your expenses and different things of that nature. But it also depends on the business. Um, I am not a licensed tax professional, but what I can say from my experience as a banker, if you come to me and you need a loan, guess what? I need to show that you have a net profit.
That you can support.
You know what I'm saying? You have money to support what it is you're coming to me for.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful because you don't want your stuff to be classified as a hobby because you never make any money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there are just a lot of things, and I'm going to say for me personally, I gotta make money when it comes to my business. Uh, my Because of how my business was structured, I really didn't have a lot of overhead. My first business, I didn't really have a lot of overhead outside of me having to do payroll and stuff like that, me paying my people, and then buying supplies. But I also strategically did that. I strategically sat down and said, okay, Marjorie, what business can you start that does not require a lot of overhead? I was like, oh, I can start a cleaning service because the only thing I have to do initially is buy the
Yeah, the mopping
supplies.
bucket.
A
Okay.
mop, bucket, pine saw, some Windex, that. And then as I grew, then I would do other things. But however, if it was a contract that was something that I didn't specialize in, guess what? I was going to sub out
To somebody.
whatever it is
Yeah.
that I could not do.
But again, that goes back to that entrepreneurship mind. Cause
I'm trying to
guess
tell
what?
you.
You were cleaning your house before you start your own business. Because if you didn't, Mama and Papa was on it was a consequence behind it. So you started your own business at an early age, and you didn't know it.
Yep. So it's just I take a look at overhead, but I was listening to Napoleon Hill. So I listen to Napoleon Hill a lot. I have his book as well. So I listen to him. He's a very wise man, and so I have to be mindful of my thought process when it comes to certain things. Try to capture those thoughts and get rid of them.
Okay.
So I can stay focused on my goals and stuff like that. Because if I would listen to other people, I wouldn't be in business. Because a lot of people don't know me per se,
Uh huh.
but there are people, and I'm a very private person, and because of that, I tend not to tell even my friends and stuff what I'm doing or what I'm working on. There are people who have been my friends for years who didn't even know I had a business because I mean I just don't. I might tell a few people here and there, but I'm more focused on trying to make this thing succeed.
So basically, the
This dog
content
headset. I'm trying to see if I need to pull it up.
you gonna put over that ball. Now.
Got my glasses on.
Now I'm gonna say this. Now I gave her forewarning. Now I asked her, was gonna mess up her hair or anything. Now I gave her forewarning about that. But hey, this is more on the road with Bernard Moore the third, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. We're live at Banner Hall 4465 I-55 South Furnace Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Now she wants to. Now she probably gonna talk about it. She done messed up my hair, and then I just got the thing on my head. But I forewarned her now before we start trying to ask her about that.
He did. I didn't know how I was gonna put it on my head, but it keeps falling down, and I'm
Now
keep
again,
fixing
to catch it.
it.
Again, though, definitely. Now, now I'm going to give her some promotion about her business. I know she's known. She stated that she likes to keep everything, and which is understandable, especially when you try to get everything established. You want to keep things close knit because you're definitely trying to grow your business and get everything together before you definitely step out there. Roberts, Magna, and Bennett consulting firm, bookkeeping, payroll, things like that. That's a lot of headaches sometimes, especially when you're constantly in the field and you're doing your business and you have individuals that are working along with you, either they're contracted or they're full-time employees with you. It is a lot. So it is best to sometimes contract those particular things out and make sure legally. Now, I'm not an attorney either, and she stated that she's not an attorney, but I know when doing your education, you have to take some law classes because that'll definitely help you out in the long run. I know I had to in dealing with contracts, so make sure that you read the fine print in reference to when you leasing or contracting certain services out because even what we deal with a lot of marketing, promotion, event planning, things along that line, contract negotiation. So we definitely have to be mindful of that because you can be sued if you don't honor a contract or you do something against a contract. That's why she stated, it's best to have a LLC because so that it won't personally affect you and all the things that you do. It only definitely affect the business and the work of the business. So definitely register with the Secretary of State and definitely get in touch with Roberts, Magna, and Bennett Consulting because they can provide you all that information, right?
Let me interject
Uh-oh.
the legal aspect of things. Um, with my auditing degree, one of my one of my friends and I were going to go into business together, and it was going to be a partnership with us and someone else. And when I got the contract that this particular person gave to us, I started reading it, and I was like, wait, wait a minute. I was like, ooh. But from my perspective as an auditor, I told her, I said, well, it sounds like this individual is going to be running everything and we don't have a say so, right? So what I did with my smart self, we paid an attorney to review the document for us. Um, you might not necessarily understand uh, the lingo that's in those legal documents. You need to get to someone who has a degree, who is licensed to review that information. So we got him to pay an attorney, and he read it. And when he got back with us, he said, "Don't sign this." He said specifically, this person was saying that they're going to run everything, and you guys won't have anything to do with
I, and again, that's what we do with more and more sports plans. So we review contract. I said we review them, but we also still have a legal aspect of it. My mentor, I love this guy. Every time I have something dealing with legal wise, I shoot him a text, give him a call. He's a former, he's retired now, so he has more time to spend with family and stuff because he's been in. Ooh, well, I'm 40 something. He's been in. I'm about 56 some years, so he's been doing it for quite some time. So, if I have any questions, I'm gonna give him a call and he'll take a look at it. And he just will come, Bernard. Now we need to do this. We need to do that. So I love him for that. And every time I have any legal issue, I definitely give him a call. But How can people get in touch with you, Ms. Roberts, if they want to learn more information about Roberts Magnum Bingley and Bennett Consultants?
Roberts Bagel and Bennett
Man, I'm
Consultant.
giving you so many other names.
They can text me at 801-500-3272, or they can message me at our Facebook page, Roberts Mangum and Bennett Consulting, LLC.
Okay. All right. Definitely. Again, if you're in process of establishing a business, and you want to figure out, what some of the things that you need to do to start a successful business, because that's what we want. Everything that you start, we want it to be successful, and that's how I know Ms. Robinson and her staff want their clients or customers. They want them to be successful because that's the only way that your business can definitely grow. That's I'm not the what I do. Sometimes I don't do just for financial gain. My one of my things is that I just like to see my clients to be successful. Help them reach their dream because God placed us here to be a helping hand.
Right. And one thing that my one of my mentors told me, she said that there's enough business for everybody.
Yeah, and yes, it is.
So I don't have to compete with someone else who is in the same arena that I'm in. Because everybody isn't going to do business with me and everybody isn't going to do business with them.
Yeah, and
Okay?
and just like Chick-fil-A, everybody goes for the customer service. And the way that you treat individuals is the way that you want to be treated. If you got good customer service, if you respect everyone, sometimes the food can just be not Chick Fil A. Sometimes the food can just be nasty or it's not as good, but you still go there just because of the service that you receive. But I know here at Broad Street Bakery, I know I love these guys here, guys and girls. I always get me a green tea, some oatmeal, some fruit oatmeal, pasta, or some type of salad, or one of the pastries. So
Good food.
it's constant the same old thing that I get when I come here at Broad Street Bakery because they do treat me nice. Even though I know the general manager and the owner of the center, but I still got to show them love because they definitely support me and all the things that I've done now. Ms. Roberts, now I've heard that you're a football fan.
I am a football fan,
Now,
yes.
like I said, we are social media friends, and I see that you're posting about this school that we call the greatest on the
You
east
better
side
know it.
of the Mississippi River.
The Jackson State University
Why you have to
in
be outside?
Jackson, Mississippi.
Well, yes, they're traveling right now. The football team is traveling to Arkansas Pine Bluff and going there. Hope Coach Taylor and his staff come on back down 49. What's it? Which way do we go? We go to Pine Bluff. I know we're gonna take 49. There's somewhere where we go to Pine Bluff. I forget. It's been a minute since been up there, but y'all come on back up with this win and get ready next week for high school day because I definitely will be on the sideline or somewhere in the proximity of that game. Because my son, I got a son that is his senior year, and hopefully he'd like to
Oh,
transition over to Jackson State also. So we're going to be there, definitely support him in his educational endeavor. So mom and dad are graduates of Jackson State with bachelor's and master's degrees. So hopefully we will continue that on. But I like I said, no, I heard that you're a football fan and you cheering your teams on. Who's your favorite professional team? Uh oh.
well,
If you say Cowboys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off right now.
well, let me say this. My favorite team, I'm a little wish-washy,
Uh oh.
but my favorite team is going to be whoever my cousin plays with. So he's in the NFL. His name
Okay.
is Kadero Hodge.
Okay.
So he's with the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's my favorite team
Right now.
right
Okay.
now.
Gotcha.
So whoever he played with,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
my
Well,
favorite.
I got you. Know you definitely know support family thing, but see, I'm a 49ers fan. As you can see, got my 49ers first
I
name.
see, I
Yes.
see.
Yes. Yes. Die hard 49ers fan, but we're hosting an event along with the Mississippi Coaches. Well, not say me. Well, I'm a part of an organization called the Mississippi Coaches Alliance. So we're hosting an event called Football for Moms. I know that individuals look at this and say football for mom. Football is a man's sport. Some women don't like football, but you just heard a football fan talking about it. It's like football. I know. Hope you don't go to the games, the Jack State game, just for the Sunday Boom.
Oh,
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah. Yes, I'm calling
No,
you out now. So
sir.
I hope you don't
No,
just go
sir.
for.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love the Sonic Boom.
Uh huh.
But I grew up watching football with my daddy and my uncles and my cousins. So it's always been a part. Always been a part.
Okay. Well, not saying we're hosting an event along with the Mississippi. Well, I'm a part of the Mississippi Coaches Alliance organization. We're hosting an event called Football for Moms. In the event, it will give the fundamental things of football. It will be fundamental, basic fundamental, because some moms don't have a like my friend Robin said, don't have a lick of sense about how football operates, but they're still there to support their child. And if it wasn't for moms, the children would not be here, and they will not be here to play football. So, with hosting an event called Football for Moms, I said it's just a general fundamental of football, fundamentals of football. But we're gonna it's more of a pampering session for the moms. There will be different vendors there to talk about women's health, providing different things to help care, self care. So that's why we're definitely putting this together with support of Bank of England and Bingo Media and Walk to End Alzheimer's. They're a partner with them as well as it's another organization, medical organization that's going to be a part of also, but I can't think of it right now. So definitely come on out. Football for Moms. It is Friday, November the 24th at the Madison Healthplex in Madison, Mississippi. No, we got if you've never been out there, it's a big old spot. We're going to be in the park with a football field, but it is an opportunity for moms to definitely learn football and also get pampered a little also. So there will be some different vendors out there that I know. I'm trying to get a vendor there for a massage. I think we're going to have a massage, a couple of massage chairs. Some individuals that will have some different type of jewelry, things along the line. So it's something that we're doing for the ladies, the moms of football. Even though it's on Black Friday, though, but once you get through shopping, after you get through dealing with your family, say they get on your nerves, your kinfolk after Thanksgiving, you're gonna come on out and come on out and work out some of the food because we would have some interactive activities. Go ahead and work off that turkey, that stuffing, all that good stuff. So yeah, there will be some interaction out there right now. Well, Miss Roberts, I know I really do appreciate your time. Is there anything else that you would like to share before we get out of here? Because I'm going to go downstairs and give me a patient. So I just that's how I'm gonna get. Well, I get some tea at the house, but I'm gonna give me a patient before.
Well, just to recap, uh, be mindful of the type of business that you want to start.
Yes.
Whether it's a sole proprietorship, an LLC, a corporation, or S corp. Um, Make sure you get the ones that need to be registered. Register with the Secretary of State. Get you a tax identification number. Establish you a business account, and do not use your business funds as your personal.
I said I wish I would have asked this earlier, but we kind of touched on what's the best business account to get because I know they offer different type of business account now. Is it best to go to one a credit union? Is it best to go to a bank? Or is it best to go to some other type of because now with all this other Chime and PayPal things online, is it are those good or like I said, what's the best business account?
I don't because I've been in banking for so long. When it comes to business businesses, I'm going to go to who I have the best relationship with.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking for. But also take a look at the products and services that they offer. I know the my previous employer, we had what they classified as a treasury management department. They would have services, because fraud is like a big thing, right?
Yeah, especially now.
So, and if you're issuing checks to companies or employees, you are able to, with their system, if you get set up with them in the treasury management department, you can take a look at every check that's trying to come through to see if that is something that you wrote about. You know what I'm saying? Um, you can also list all the checks that you've written in their system, load them in the system with who you've written to, how much they are, and who you've written to, how much they are, the check number, and everything like that, and it's uploaded. So and that's connected to the teller system. Okay. So because they're connected, if it's not a legitimate check, it's going to reject it out. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So there are just a lot of different services and stuff that are available, but I'm gonna look at the products and services, of course, that people, different businesses and stuff offer. But it just really depends on where your relationship is or what you feel is the best product for you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So it's basically just general what you're saying. In a nutshell, who you have the best relationship with, and if they offer what you're looking for, that's the best one to go to.
Yeah. And then, sometimes may not have the best product per se, but I don't want to go anywhere where people don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I walk in the door, nobody says, hey, I get to the counter, nobody says hello. What's
You just don't
up?
want to be a no.
Right, right. So, I take all of that stuff into consideration too, but it just really depends on the individual. But also, I will say this: some of those accounts have transaction limits, and what that means is you get 200 transactions free process on business account, but anything over that, you got to start paying, fee, concerning those transactions. But it just really depends on your business, what types of transactions you're going to be doing, how often will you be doing those transactions. So it just really depends.
Well, Miss Roberts, I really do appreciate the coaching session. Now,
Consulting.
coaching session. You see, they trying to make it look all fancy, with the different word. You coaching, and so you gonna have your pop belly with your shorts on. Got a raspy voice and stuff, but see, it's coaching, not consulting. They're trying to make it. They're trying to make it look fancy and thing. But again, I really do appreciate your consulting session right now. And is there anything that we can do from with more on the road or more sports management? No, definitely reach out to him. We could definitely be an assistant because I'm definitely gonna probably give me a call and some stuff because I still need some coaching with the business. Along to how to operate my business because it's still, like I said, it's still some things, some areas I'm still kind of like course in reference to things like that. So
let,
yeah,
let, let me let me say this, and I'll leave this is going to be my final point. Your finance is a journey.
yeah, you're right about
Your
that.
personal finances and your business finances are a journey. Okay, so and everybody's is different. Okay, it's just like a fingerprint. Your fingerprints, nobody's fingerprints are the
Yeah,
same.
neither one of them the same one on
Right.
your hands with. Yeah,
So with that being said, how your situation is dealt with is going to be different from the way someone else
yes.
is dealt with. So that's why it's important to have someone outside to come in so they can give a different perspective and a different take.
Charge all that money and take them.
Don't don't feel bad about what you've done and how you've wasted. I'm number one. You know what I'm saying? I'm hardest on myself,
Yeah,
and so I know what that's like. But as long as you have breath in your body, you have the opportunity to get it right.
yeah,
But it's a journey,
yeah,
and things will always change financially because things will happen. You have to make adjustments in your business. Things happen out of your control, like a pandemic and stuff like that. So you
hey,
have to adjust, accordingly. Don't beat up on yourself. Now I'm number one because if you know me, you know I am a perfectionist, and I'm like, girl, you got to get this together. So, but protect your mental and emotional capacity when it comes to your finances because it can send you down. It can kind of be like a whirlwind if you allow
uh,
it to be. But don't
Dorothy the
beat up
Wizard
on
of Oz.
yourself. Yeah, don't beat up on yourself
Okay,
because you you made $100,000 in a year and you didn't realize it because you done spent that $100,000 because you didn't separate your money. But don't beat yourself up because of that. That's why you need me to come in and help you get your stuff straight.
pay her no attention because she don't want to coach. She just want to be a consultant. She don't want to, but yeah, but again, Miss Marjorie Roberts, Roberts Magnum invented a consultant. Like I said, look them up on Facebook and get more information about what they can do. but she's going to be a consulting, so that's how we're going to treat it as a consulting. That she's going to consult. So, but definitely, I really do appreciate your time for coming out here and joining us this day. But again, is there anything that we can definitely help, definitely let us know. We can definitely be assistant. But we are ready to get out here because I'm going to go downstairs and get me a pastry from my good friends here at Broad Street Bakery. But you know how we're ready to do before we get out here. Appreciate the time. Much love to you guys. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the Saturday. Don't do too much. Don't have too much fun. And go out there, be safe. And it's Halloween, Halloween time. Go trick or treat, all the good stuff. But we're up out of here. Once one equals deuces.